In this video, we'll review AI that creates 3D model in parts or as a kit right from the image. Let's see if it's actually worth it. Hey guys, this is Steph, and today I brought something interesting, something that many people was asking to make a video. It's about parts. Creating 3D models in parts as separate objects. There's only 3 AI that I know right now doing that, and we'll go over them. So first, let's clarify the benchmarks for today's video. So there will be 3 tests. First one will be simple, just one object, a sword with quite clear parts. Second one will be character, but it will be styled low poly, right? So it is easy to extract parts, understand them basically. And the third one is more detailed, even though it's little bit styled still, but there is a big amount of details. Okay, so in Tripo, we'll go in Tripo Studio. We'll go to 3D model generator, and here we need to go generation and we need to go to build and refine, right? So if we go one click, there is no generating parts available here. And yes, this is a premium feature only available on subscription. But guys, I got it covered. Let's see if it's worth it, and then you can decide if you need it. First, let's add an image. Pretty much, I will not change anything, right? I'm happy with all of this because I wanted to decide the poly count. I don't want to set too high, too slow. Private, I don't care about that. Smart low poly, we don't really need that at this test. And we basically press generate.
5 minutes later.
After 5 minutes, my model is ready, right? So here how the process looks like. So basically first we have a 3D model, and then we can go to segmentation, right? And this is the place where we see how it creates in parts. So in Tripo, it creates this as separated mesh, right? So we can press on one part and you can see it's basically some polygons extracted. Not really actually accurate, right? So I don't know what this part is like. Wait, maybe it makes sense, but they are not symmetrical. Well, basically in this way, it's not much use. We'll open it in Blender as well, right? But to compensate that, they do have brush tool. What it means, we can actually brush it. We can pick a color with the color picker, which will basically represent some part. Let's say I want this plate to be one part, and what I can do is just paint it over, right? Okay, so I can paint it over and it will export it for me as one part. And it's not that difficult. I can control the brush size and so on. Okay. All right, let's say we're happy with the result, and then we need to save changes, right? We press save changes, we have to wait a while. Okay, so you see the amount of parts is changed, there's some are removed. Now we have 2 options how to proceed. We can go to texture, or we can already export it. So export it with texture. So I prefer to go to texture, and here after you save changes on previous step, you need to generate texture. I already just did it, and it takes around 2 minutes to create a texture. Here's the result. So if you watch my previous video, you know my opinion about current state of Tripo. It's not the best in textures, although it's not that bad as well, right? So let's export it and take a look in Blender. Okay guys, here we go. I just exported in GLB and open it in Blender. So here are our parts, right? We can see they look like that. All right. So here is what makes it really difficult, right? So parts are not kept. In some cases, maybe that's okay, but this is a problem, right? The thing is that the mesh is so difficult, right? Maybe it will make more sense if we set it as low poly, right? And there will be less edges, etc., and we can cut it, but still they will be uncapped and we'll need to close them. So it is cool that we can actually mark areas, but the way that they become just polygon islands, I mean, this is not very useful. This will just add some additional job, right? But imagine if they are created as complete parts, maybe that will make more sense. So the next one, we created a styled character, low poly character, and then here we have the result. I would say for characters, in average, it do better segmentation, but still, again, it's not consistent, not symmetric. It's quite random. You can see the legs are separated in different style. Okay, so I will not do any changes here. Let's go to texture. Okay, here is how texture look like, right? Yeah, definitely some problem with faces. So I think they do have potential. Let's download it and take a look in Blender. And let's take a look, let's say on leg. right? And here it is, right? So it's uncapped, right? Again, I think maybe we should try to do it like low poly and see if we can cap it like manually, etc. But I wish like AI can do that for me. So here it is, here how it looks like. You can see everything by yourself. It's just like we draw a line on the model and just take it from there. No additional operation, no additional processing, nothing, right? So we just cut it like where it's marked. Well, that's it basically. And let's review the highly detailed avatar. So there are more details, but yeah, I can see like there is 26 segments, but from quick look, I don't really see like that much. I think there's some small pieces somewhere. I mean, geometry look pretty nice, I guess. So yeah, we could probably paint some stuff here and there and make it like look better. But I mean, yeah, like why this is yellow and this is yellow, maybe that's like just different parts, right? Yeah, this is different parts. Okay, let's texture that. So here's how texture look like. I mean, the face is just a little bit better, but texture, yeah, there's still artifacts there and there. Well, the more complex texture, the more artifacts. So in Blender, it will look pretty much the same as before. So I think that's enough. So the thing we can conclude is that probably if we really want to get use of it, we will need to make low poly models so we can cap this shapes. The option to paint some areas and do segmentation, adjust segmentation is really cool one, but we're really lacking of this capping hole stuff, right? Okay, that was Tripo. Let's move to the next one. As the next one, we'll talk about PartCrafter. This one is actually distributed on MIT license, which means that you can install it on your PC. And let me know if you'll need it, but I will not install it in this video. I found an online tool called scenario.com that actually deployed this, right? So this is exactly the same PartCrafter. We can take a look on their paper, and what they actually say is it's very fast. You can control the amount of parts from 4 to 16, and they're making really good progress. Okay, so we'll go to scenario.com. To get here right now, we'll need to go create 3D, and then in the model, we'll need to select PartCrafter. They also do have Hunyuan 2.1, and I was reviewing it here. They also have Hunyuan 2.0 multi-view for texture generation, but you need to know like this models, most of them you can run locally, and I do have tutorials about that. Okay, so let's add a sword, and here's the settings that we can control, right? I will not touch steps, guidance, and tokens. I'm pretty happy like with the default settings. For a simple model, let's set number of parts 6, and let's review the result. So what we know is that it doesn't create textures, so there will be no textures, but it creates parts, right? So here how it looks in preview, and let's open it in Blender right away. So first of all that I saw is this strange artifacts. Even though for all my images I removed the background, there is still this mid-air artifacts. Well, they do happen like quite often, like, but what do we see is that parts are just a separated part, right? They're complete pieces. They are not just cuts, and this is interesting. And like, let's say this sword handle is almost usable asset. Like, look, this is actually not that bad. Let's do a stylized character. Let's see if it's going to be better. Here I ask for more parts. Here's how it looks like in this viewer. Let's download it and take a look. Yeah, so same mid-air artifact. I mean, it's like a part of shoe is somewhere in the air. Well, this is definitely some artifacts. Like, I hope guys will update it soon. It's a little bit annoying, but if we remove that, I see quite decent stuff. Like, these hands are not that bad, and as you can see, they are more symmetric, right? So they are almost perfectly symmetric. Well, this is interesting. A bit messy head, right? What is that? That's like beard or something? What is that? Well, it's definitely far from to be perfect, but I really like what I see, and some parts look really good. And again, guys, with a bit of effort, you can run it locally. So this is really interesting, right? Wow, whoa. So it creates eyeballs and jaw as a separate object. Wow. Well, this is cool because in reality, 3D artists do the same, right? This is our detailed one, and I can see that it struggles with complex meshes. It doesn't look that accurate. Okay, so there's more particles, mid-air particles, there and there. Less successful part separation here, and it groups them sort of. Well, this is really interesting. I mean, it's not perfect, right? But the way it grouped it, like it seems logical, right? So this connectors like this and this connectors, right? Like they are grouped, right? Look at this. Well, this is very interesting. The mesh is dense, really. It's quite dense, and we do not have control over it. Look at this. It's here. This is really interesting, right? So it's like we combine this and this part, and I bet there is, yeah. Well. I mean, all 5 fingers, guys. So, well, this looks promising. Again, guys, this is currently in development. I believe these guys can make really good progress, but this approach looks more usable, and especially if it works that fast as they say. And even now, I would say something of this can be really used, right? So like handle of the sword is almost perfect. Like you can just take it. Like obviously the downside, not having a texture, but again, like if you watch my previous video, you know that you can put an object in some AI and it will texture. Hey guys, this is Steph and this is Mac, and we're inviting you to join our Discord. I'm trying to be very active there. I will happy to answer any questions, and there you will be first to know about any AI updates or my testings. See you there. Okay, and the last one for today is Common Sense Machine or Cube.ai. So these guys call it image to kit. You need to go to create 3D, and there are a few options. In my previous video, we reviewed single view and multi-view, and I was not that impressed with the quality, but it looks like image to kit is something different, right? So we'll go there, and the process looks like that. We select a file, then we need to select what are we creating. So we're creating a kit. It will cost 1 credit per part, and then we can select parts with auto assembly or highest resolution. I will choose this one for simple assets and this for my complex asset, and then we can choose if we want to bake it texture or PBR texture.
4 hours later.
All right, so it was really long. I was waiting around 4 hours to create my assets, and here how it looks. So you basically put it there and it will create a bunch. So let's review from the sword. So here's the sword. So we need to press on one part and it created actually 5 parts. And this part consists of parts as well. Okay, let's review them here. Yeah, so parts from parts. Interesting. From this preview, it doesn't look that bad. Yeah, I don't understand like why there's 2 parts inside. This looks strange. Okay, so there's 5 files I downloaded. Let's drop them into Blender. Wow, this is like very difficult to work with, right? Each object is a group. Wow, but how do I combine them? Like, why they say like... So for this simple object, I didn't ask for texture. That just to see if it make difference to not create texture. Well, I find it really difficult to make sword from it myself, to be honest. What is this like 100 small pieces and why? I mean, I like the idea. Some parts look decent, but I mean, what is this? Like, why so many parts? Like, what is this? Like, why? I mean, this is completely not usable. Okay, a little bit disappointing. Let's try to add texture and see if it looks better. Let's go for our styled character. Here they are. So this one with texture. Definitely problems with head, but let's say body is a body. Texture has artifacts, but not that big. Yeah, a little bit sad headset. It's fine. I mean, this is just a separate object. A leg. All right. This one is not that bad actually. Like can be useful. How did they also separate it in small parts? Like, why they do that? Yeah, I guess like it's like a sort of DIY, right? So and like some parts like still disconnecting. Well, this is very annoying. Like, ew. Oh, this is even worse. They're not even grouped. Let's be honest, like there's probably like 1 usable part that still need edits. Like, okay, maybe shoe. Everything is split. Oh, whoa, there's the more pieces here, right? Boom, 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 boom. After some testing, I realized that generator kit will do that flow when it extracts some object from the image. And parts without assembly will basically mean that each kit asset will be also separated in parts. So pretty much if you want to create a kit, you can select it like that and it will work better, right? So it will not create objects of objects, right? Or if you want one object to be created in parts, similar to PartCrafter, you will select single model and parts with auto assembly. So what I figured out, selecting both this option is not really a best idea. And let's take a look on the last one, right? So here is our detail. Okay, so let's take a look if parts look better here. This one look better. The texture is so dark. I did not select it PBR because otherwise it will cost a lot. And about costs, 1 credit here is equal 20 cents. And if we choose this one, it also will be 1 credit per part. And if we want it to be textures, in 2 credits. So it's around 4 credits for a part, which is 80 cents. And I figured out when you add this image and you press create 2D mesh with this settings, be ready to spend $5 for this. I'm not joking, guys. These 9 models almost cost me $5. So here is our costume, very dark, but looks interesting, right? And also here I used like extra detailed geometry. Should be better, but again, so dark is definitely hard to see than before. So before I did not use the extra details. Chest. Well, I don't know why it's so dark. Like it's really dark. Like if it could be like really good, like if it's not that dark. Let's take a look on a headset. Yeah, it's only one side, but I mean, it tried to make some logical ending here, but well, this is definitely not going to work. Well, the thing is, like when I enable it the maximum effort, right, like which cost additional 3 credits per part, which is like 60 cents, for only $1.20 you will get this model, and it has dark side and there's some dark hair. Let's quickly take a look on Blender. One good thing about this extra detail, like for extra 60 cents, it is grouped and united as I wanted it, like for all other. I don't know why it's a necessity to split it there, but here it looks way better and it looks good, but it is damn expensive. Here's how kit look like. Okay, so this look way better, but again, like I paid $5 for that. Texture will look nicer if we are not rotating a camera and looking on the dark side, right? Who knows why, but it's like really dark. And I have to admit, even though I'm not happy with the quality and stuff, and probably this is the closest as we can get now. Here is what happens if you do not select kit and just select to generating parts. So here are parts. It is indeed assembled and we can export, but the quality is terrible, right? Now as a reminder, you either select parts or very detailed, like so. Here it is. Okay, so the difference is dramatic, right? So, and parts are very doubtful, right? So this is a part, 2 eyes, separate parts, something in the mid-air, hand. The good thing is it's capped parts, but the bad thing is they're completely unusable. This kit approach looks much more promising. It works together with highly detailed generation, which is nice, but is damn expensive. Alright, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I will see you in the next videos.